It's your friendly math tutor, Miss C here, to unlock the magic of solving one-step equations. So in this one-step equation, we have 3x equals 18. One of the challenging things about how we write things in math is we can write the same thing in a number of different ways. For example, 3x equals 18 can be written in equivalent forms such as 3 multiplied by x, and the multiplication sign is a dot. We could write it 3 parentheses x close parentheses equal 18, same thing. We could use a parenthesis around both the 3 and the x. That means the same thing. And we can use the multiplication sign that looks like an x to say 3 times 18 equals x. The big idea here is all of these different forms mean the same thing. It means 3 multiplied by x. In math, we often just say 3x, and it's implied that we know this is multiplication. You might be wondering why this is important. Well, when we are solving one-step equations, we are interested in performing the inverse operation in order to isolate the variable. What that means is if we don't know what operation, in this case multiplication, we're doing or we're performing, it's hard to identify what the inverse operation is. So in this case, the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So basically, to unmultiply, we divide. So let's go ahead and do that and solve this equation. So to isolate x, we are going to do the opposite or the inverse of multiplication, which is division. And when we're solving equations, we write division with a line, horizontal line, and then we divide by the number underneath it. We don't use the line with the 2 dots that looks like this. It just gets messy, okay? And what we do to one side of an equation, we do to the other side, like so. Some people find it helpful to draw a line down the equal sign because that clearly separates the two sides of an equation. All right, so now when we are doing the inverse of multiplication, aka division, what we're trying to make is the number multiplied by x is to equal 1. So basically 3 divided by 3 equals 1. 1 times x is x. So that's how we get x isolated or x by itself. And then we just divide 18 by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So in this case, x equals 6. If we wanted to check our answer really quick, we could plug it in. 3 times 6 equals 18. Check, we did it right. All right, let's do one more to make sure we have it. In this equation, we have 5 multiplied by x equals 30. We can also say that as 5x equals 30. The multiplication is implied. We need to perform the inverse operation or do the opposite of multiplying, which is division. So I'm going to divide off 5 because I'm trying to get x by itself. So if I divide 5 on this side, what I do to one side in math, we do to the other side to keep our equation balanced. Okay, and as a reminder, you can always draw a line through your equal sign so that you can clearly see both sides. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. That's always what happens when I'm doing the operational inverse of multiplication. 1 times x is x. So we get x there equals 30 divided by 5 is 6. All right, lastly, let's check our answer by plugging it in. Everywhere I see x, I'm plugging in 6 in my original equation. 5 times 6 is 30. That's correct. We've solved both of these one-step multiplication equations correctly. Subscribe to my channel for more math instruction. Thanks for joining me. Till next time.